Hi. Very quick warm-up practice today. Oh wait, I'm gonna try the thing again. No. How do I want to hold my hands? Yes. This is not the worst setup, actually. God, it's the worst setup, though. There could be something here with this setup. Now that I try it for the first time with some separation. Ah. Can't do it today. Yes, so Husk. Thank you. Timing is completely off. Haha! Wasn't holding up. Slipped off the button. Never jumped high enough. I just have to hope that it works in the run. To hold diagonal. Ah. Ooh, this is actually 56 pace. Might be off by 1 frame. Safe state. Nah. curious here. Maybe. I think it's like at least 3 frames off. Ah. Close. Can I still save a 70 from here? No. I think my mouse broke. I dropped my mouse earlier. Now it just keeps double clicking and sometimes not clicking all over the place. Now it double clicked again. Even though I have an override active that it shouldn't do these double clicks, like it physically shouldn't be, I mean, no, not physical. Software-wise, it shouldn't be possible to execute these. So I'm a little bit confused. Maybe my Linux update undid that? I have to check. Blah. I'm actually scared of that happening in a run. I always think about that being a possibility. Terrible practice session so far. Good thing I'm cutting it short. Nothing is really working. Almost a full in-game second behind. Just because of somewhat unclean movement. Behind optimal context. It's obviously still way on pace. No. Why I got hit there. I wanted to confirm something. Does the press up strat work for Small Mario? It does, but it loses time. That one is scary. But that's probably what I would have to do. Just time the low jumps. Oh, that is so scary. That feels so bad. Also, I just realized how loud the game music is. Sorry. It would be 11, but it's way too early. With a 5 on the last one. That was close. Yeah, 8. I felt that. Happened there. The 4 is just that is strange that 4 is too slow there. Wait, no, am I? No, I'm not in misunderstanding. Well, oh, because it's B6. Because it's B6. The 6-4 combination is too slow. Okay, on 82. I guess I start. Seems to be working. Generally working. Hello, 3. Thank you. Okay. Splits are working. Video is working. Earlier, no. This was still later than the normal starting time. The time I normally aim for is 8 PM my time, which is 39 minutes ago. I was just particularly late the last 3 or 4 streams. But I have to go to bed earlier today because I will have to travel early tomorrow. Which means I have to get this going and probably end the stream before or around midnight. Do I have everything? Recording is running. Everything looks good. Colors are fixed. I'm in frame. Heart rate monitor is going. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Do this. Oh, YouTube chat was broken last time. Let's see. Nope, YouTube chat works today. All good. Let's go. Timing is not there yet. Okay. Okay. Clean. Huh. No. That smells. Still have a hair somewhere. Meh. Was it first try? Huh. Slow though. Very slow. Gonna play it somewhat safe here. Okay. That was good. It was the optimal backup for getting like the mini jump of the spike. And if I get an albatross, the run is gonna be faster than the average run. Still. If not, then we're looking at probably +3 after the next level. Hey, Lieutenant Boo. It's Tara's dog. Who's Tara? That's Tara's dog. That is the bare minimum for continuing. Ah! Didn't slide. What the frick? I don't even know what I did to not get a slide there. Yeah, that's exactly what I feared. This is the +3 run. The +3.5 run is the new +4.5 run. It's just the slightly below average run that I get way too often. But that also means that this can still be turned into a green split after Pumpkin Zone already. I think 3.5 is the exact cutoff for that. First of all, this has to go right. No, always going right. And That didn't go right. Absolutely no way to salvage that. The precision is simply not there yet. It's probably explained by the short practice. Plus 0.2, what? Oh, that doesn't seem right. Ah. Let's test this thing again. If I do a low jump here... Nah, it's the same amount of lag as earlier. That would have been too easy. It was that simple to manipulate the lag there. Really. The imprecisions in the inputs go in both directions. It's a little bit annoying. That was particularly slow. That entire approach was a little bit off. Bad level. That is a very, very bad time for that level. It's okay. I didn't forget this time that taking damage twice means that you cannot take any more damage. Crazy memory. It's shaping up to be another plus 3.5 seconds run. Hey Jonas. You missed one star song. Low volume? I put it higher than last time, so... It looks normal on OBS to me. Sounds like fireworks outside. What? Why would there be fireworks? Wow. Not immediately resetting. Let's have a look at macro 1. Average. That was all wrong. I'm gonna reserve the good run for when I get a good tree zone. Is that okay? Aha! Timing. Late on the map. Big laggy. Not gonna save any time here either. Unfortunately, I came to a complete stop on the first platform. That is not supposed to be like that. Ah. Quick recreational break where I just sit and stare. And maybe some housekeeping, because I also wanted to... Wait, do I even have this command? Did I? Let's check. This is how I would have implemented it. Okay, I did. Never again. While we're here, does anyone who watches the stream regularly notice a difference in the stream setup today? I am curious because I do notice a difference. But I mainly notice it on my CRT. I do not notice it on my stream. So you probably also don't notice it. But maybe you're more observant than me. And I already gave away where you should look. Actually do wonder what happens. There should be an adjustment that I can make. If I just remembered where I put... Is it this? No. Where did I put the little thing that came with the other thing? I don't know where I put it. How can I misplace a thing that I only got 2 days ago? I mean, maybe that's why, because it doesn't have its own place yet. Why would I put it anywhere except for right in front of me? That... No, it's not where the thing is. The screen reflection on... No. I mean, maybe that is part of it. No, let me reveal the mystery. I bought an active signal splitter. So before, like if you split an S-video signal, usually you have quality degradation. And I could notice that if I would rewatch a stream. I could notice those like micro shadows in a way in the game feed. And I do not see those now. So the game feed to me now looks absolutely pristine, which was the goal. Like especially if you look at the like big white background, I do not notice any artifacts in that whatsoever. And there definitely had been artifacts in the past. Which my guess is, and now I suppose this is confirmation, came from the passive signal splitting. But yeah, from what I can see, this looks like emulator quality now, which is the goal. Like I said, there's still micro shadows. If you look in the corners. But maybe that's just a visual, maybe that's just an illusion. Like the corners of the room. The old man stream never stops. But I know, I will have to do a side-by-side of, like, for example, this room here from an old stream, and then just put it next side by side with a screenshot, screen cap of this stream's equivalent. Hey, Smokey. But what that also does, like on my CRT, it makes the colors more vibrant, which is a little bit confusing because it makes it seem a little bit darker, because the blue is more, or the purple, or whatever you want to call the color, is just more vibrant, and so is the orange. Whereas before, it was like before, you can see it as I was seeing it on my CRT. But now the CRT is more saturated, and I'm still getting used to that. And I wonder if I actually wanna like calibrate it. Actually, can I? What if I put my? Nah, that makes it darker. If I up the brightness, the black background also gets brighter. Maybe put the contrast up as well. I think I found a balance that I like. Probably because it looks like it used to, but now also crisper. Oh yeah, no. Maybe that was it. Maybe I was just thrown off a little. Hello, Jacob. Guten Abend zurück. Maybe one more contrast. I mean, you can't really go wrong with more contrast. Like, you don't see it, of course. It's just for me. But with 4 colors, I don't think you can go wrong with the amount of contrast. Can I notice a difference between 116 contrast and, oh yeah, I can, and 200. 200 is the maximum. This is hyper crisp. Why does this go? This is a strange scale. It goes from, like, for example, 141, 145, 148, 151, 154, 158, 161, 64, 67. What? What? What's the logic here? Don't mind me, I'm just playing with my TV. No. Okay. Let's see if A brighter, more contrasty screen helps me play better. Oh, it is very bright. I might have to counter the bright mess. the bright mess a little bit now. Yes. I had upped the brightness before I changed the contrast. Putting the brightness back to 100 is looking better. The thing that I was looking for that I can't find is a little, like, adjustment lever thingy that fits into the amplifier, where I can crank up the amplification amount. That is something that would also be visible on stream. I did get this amplifier to ultimately upgrade my Famicom, my NES setup as well. But for that one I actually have to do some soldering. Because that doesn't output anything but composite by default. I just have to find an affordable extension board. No. Suddenly corner boosts. Lots of corner boosts. Dang. Ooh. Ah. That was a good sound into the coin grab. It flowed so naturally. Differences. There's no advantage or disadvantage to put that up front. Emulators, if they are accurate, are perfectly fine for speedrunning. Like, my personal stance on the emulator matter is basically, as long as it's accurate, the benefit of like increasing the like reach for people who wanna do the speedrun far outweighs any like considerations. They could have this advantage on emulator. They can more easily practice with save states. They have more open choice of input methods. Like, you can also kind of get all of those things on console if you wanted to. Not as easily, surely. But yeah. Accessibility for me is the big factor there. And I want, like, my game, so to speak, to be accessible to as many people as possible. That's my general emulator stance. In terms of advantages, disadvantages, differences, I guess with a like normal retro setup, meaning a CRT, original everything, you don't have much hassle in terms of the latency. You do, of course, have the hassle of capturing the thing, of getting your signal to a presentable quality, but that isn't even the important thing. That's just me after over 10 years of speedrunning. But yeah, other than that, for this game in particular, and for Game Boy games, there are exceptions, but like kind of in general, emulator runs and console runs do not really differ that much, if at all. Like they mostly don't differ at all, actually. Like, I should put it that way. In specific games, you have load time differences, but usually you can figure those out and then you just like adjust for them in the rules so that no platform gets an advantage just because it's the platform. For example, in Super Mario Land 1, I forgot how many frames it was. I think it's 10 frames? And I don't even remember in what direction it went. I think the Super Game Boy 2 has, was it 4 frames? It's a low amount of frames, but when you start up the game at the very beginning, booting into the first stage, the black loading screen, or white? I don't remember, it might be a white loading screen for SML1, is 4, 6, 10 frames longer, consistently, on, I think, Super Game Boy 2. So what we ended up doing for that, because I also co-moderate that board, is we just count from, we don't count from the intro screen, but we count from when you gain character control. In this game, that doesn't exist. But there is another game, another Game Boy game, Addams Family, where I think it's several load times, including the first one, I believe, where the difference is almost half a second in one single load time. And I think that is not present on emulator. So in that case, you just have to stipulate something, how you handle that. But yeah, in general, for Game Boy games, not a big deal. Hey Jody. It depends on the LCD. If I use my TV, even on game mode, yes, I do notice it. But if I use my secondary monitor, it's probably, like, the latency is probably like 8-9 milliseconds, which is within one frame. Because one frame is 16 milliseconds, right? So at that point, like, if there is a constant input delay, you would get used to it in a couple of minutes. And then you, for all intents and purposes, don't notice it anymore. It is non-existent anymore, because you adjust for it. But there are setups where you have just more latency in the system. Like if you go through, like the classic example is just a TV screen without game mode. That is how I started speedrunning this very game. And I had about, I think at most, like 4/10 of input delay, like almost half a second. And I was running like that for at least half a year. But even with that, you can get used to it. But yeah, these days I sometimes... For example, when I was practicing the Ace category, I did that on emulator. So I could make use of a Lua script, and that told me if I'm using the... like if I'm changing the correct addresses in RAM to the correct values. And that one I just put on my secondary monitor and played on my PC on the emulator. And that didn't feel wrong or anything. But again, it is hardware dependent how the actual latency turns out. In terms of how is it going today, I don't know. Haven't really gotten anything interesting. But I also jumped into runs very quickly after a short practice. Sunk too deep into the jelly. Oh, all of that said, like with the latency thing, I might also be like an edge case in terms of perception. I am very bad at noticing differences in frame rate. I don't know how that translates to latency. If you show me a 60 FPS video versus a 30 FPS video, I will probably not be able to tell the difference. Unless they're side by side and something very noticeable is in there, but I usually don't notice. Like sometimes, for example, Twitch changes stream quality from source to like something downgraded. And I only notice sometimes after a week or so, oh, Twitch is doing this thing again. Yeah, no, I will not notice if I'm watching something at 30 FPS, even if it's this game. Like some people just like sometimes I watch casual runs or casual streams of this game on Twitch, just people doing regular playthroughs, and oftentimes they don't have a sophisticated streaming setup, so they just choose some default settings, which is usually 30 FPS. I do not notice that. I would probably notice if I was playing at 30 FPS, possibly, maybe, I don't even know. But just perceiving, there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference for me. Okay, I mean, fast and slow swimming is it's just very specific, and the difference is how many percent is it? Like 15%? It is significant if you say it like that, but usually it's only for like 10 frames. And then I have already noticed, and then I have already switched it to the other one, which makes it harder for a viewer to notice the difference. But I have also days where I just, like in certain levels where I can't tell the difference, or I just struggle. Whereas in others it's easy, like Turtle 1, the immediate swim speed is very easy for me to tell. Turtle 3, sometimes impossible. Also, in VR, like it is sad that in VR the FPS difference is even more noticeable, even more easily noticeable. But I was, because I think there was a stock setting at some point on the Quest 2. I was playing at 80 FPS for the longest time, while I was still thinking I was playing at 90 FPS. And I only noticed by going into the menu and switching it back. And like nothing else. Like I never noticed visually that anything could have been wrong. So that I can also say with absolute certainty for myself that I do not notice the difference between 80 and 90 FPS in-game. I also have a different VR headset, like the Index, and I did try out 144 Hz on that one. I also cannot tell the difference at all between 90 and 144. There is no perceivable difference for me at all. Not even a little bit. Wait, you also can't? That makes me feel better. Nah. Diabot also can't. Hello, Chubaloo. Thank you. Yeah, I just use 90 because it is supposedly the value that most games are designed around. So my idea is that most likely you will encounter the least problems around 90, because that is just like the gold standard. Eh. This is the bonk run. I could notice the difference in VR chat when it went down to 45. Between 90 and 45 I can actually tell the difference. No, I will continue. First pixel. I should not go for the first pixel. Ah! How was that wrong? What? Or maybe the input just didn't go through at all. Ah, this is 4:15 pace. I can easily notice something like just bandwidth issues. In VR. It's specifically frame rate that I can't differentiate. It's not 4:15. I guess I continue. Straight off the bat, more time loss. You know what, let's go for the boost. Oh, too late. Keep missing that. Second time in a row. Same as earlier. If, big if, I get the 0 cycle Albatross, the run would be above average still. Ouch! One, two, three, 4, 5, 8. Dodged a bullet there. No. He was not even dead. Plus 0.2. See, the funny thing about my inability to tell 30 and 60 FPS apart is that I can see every single frame in this game at 60-ish FPS. So I would think myself that I have to notice the difference. If suddenly every second frame was missing. Felt laggier than average. That's another thing. I can see lag frames, right? Singular ones, usually. Maybe that's more the effect that it disrupts the otherwise smooth gameplay. It's probably more something like that. Not the best. I have not had a single 413 yet today, right? Yeah. This one will not be one either. This might even be a reset. Missing the power-up Goomba there creates a lot of lag. Let's see. Yeah. Another attempt at the boost. What could go wrong? That could go wrong. That was the entirely wrong timing. I actually have to... I don't know, but I want to practice. Because there is probably an actual visual cue to set that up. Or at least a half-decent setup. You really can't see. I have not. Not even Ohio VR chat. Good adjustment. Bad adjustment. No adjustment. Hey, Dizzy Mouse. Sorry. Wasn't nice for long. There are just sessions like this that you just have to get through. Today's unsuccessful attempts will still be good practice for next time. That seemed particularly laggy again. Biblically accurate train, no. One of my least favorite mistakes. Oh, this was not meant for me. No wood for dear bot, no. How did I lose time there? I didn't feel that bad. Oof, first pixel again. Slowed down too much again. Now, is this the first 413 of the day? The forced 413. Why do I struggle with this so much today? Dang. The hell is that? Bonk. Bonk. Okay, the bonk run. How did Twitch let that emote through? I'm confused. Hey, Cliff. Not good. But that sounds too negative. It's just not really going. It's one of those days. Not a pace day. Twitch is wild. Yeah, is that a legit Dearbot quote? I don't. Sounds a little bit too basic for Dearbot. Ah. But it could be a quote. Slime. Get slimed. The full arsenal of furry emotes. Thought I could save more time there. Okay, much better level. Or not. I guess I overdid the speed. I didn't feel the lag, but the lag was obviously there. Dang. Speed-wise, that was perfect execution. Just too fast to actually save time. I cannot do it. It is undoable. Man. I honestly don't feel like I can get a run right now. Like the feeling is not there. It's the wrong vibe. What else can I do? Oh. Stop using Discord. Not really yet. What's gonna be the replacement? Hopefully you're not gonna say Telegram. Oh, that stuff? Please, no. I think the UK does that for age verification. I mean, there are definitely a lot of scammers on Telegram. Yeah, I would assume so. Like, whenever you see... Oh, of course, I only have heard of this. Like, if you see a pirated broadcast somewhere with all of the QR codes and the Telegram channels, like that is probably completely legit, right? And it's always coupled with the Telegram channel. It feels like it should be easy to circumvent. Like, how good is the recognition that you're not just showing a virtual avatar to the scanning software or whatever it's doing? Like, this should be easy to circumvent, if I had to guess. Local furry orgies. I don't think there are any here. Like, local. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say those don't exist within the next 5 kilometers of where I live. I mean, I suppose that's why they want to use the face recognition stuff, because it might be a little bit more scan proof than a faked ID. See, now you bring up an interesting topic. I am like 250 kilometers away from Berlin right now, but in 10 hours I will be in Berlin. So maybe I should prepare. No, I'm actually going to Berlin tomorrow. I mean, I guess so, Smoggy. I only learned about the furry orgies right now, so I am not fully prepared. It is supposed to snow tomorrow in Berlin, so I should dress appropriately and warm. Thank you, Zap. Ah. Dang. Ed, are you in Berlin, Cliff? Come to the Natural History Museum before noon. And we can meet up. I don't know about cold tours. I have no idea what that is. Ah, reading. Oh, that is a good emote. Oh wait, that's just a gorilla. Oh, on my thingy thing, my OBS chat that pulls every chat, all of the chats together. It looks like a full body gorilla, whereas everywhere else it's just a gorilla face. Huh. Which one is the one that makes it a full body gorilla? I like that one more. You doxed yourself by cold tours. Don't worry, I will have forgotten by the end of the stream when I would be able to look it up. Oh, Zap, you redeemed animals. I need an audio alert for that. I was actually thinking about doing one of those. Just because of how poorly the runs are going. Okay. Where do I have that? Did I not have a... Do I only have that on the practice scene? Looks to be the case. Add source. Browser? Where's browser? There, browser. Add existing Metazua. Yes. Ooh, this is big. This is too big. This is covering my face. Oh no, I broke something. I broke something's size. There we go. Why is Metazua not visible? Huh? OBS doesn't let me show Metazua? What? Huh? I can preview it. Let me switch it to the active scene. Maybe that... Okay, what? That was strange. I couldn't see it in the preview. Okay, interact. There we go. No. Ah, this stupid mouse keeps double-clicking. I hate it. Just wanted to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. We are starting with the gorilla from earlier. Gorilla. It is in the group of bilateria, which doesn't tell us much. Everything that is symmetrical in body plan falls into this group. But since it doesn't tell us mammal or anything like that, it's probably gonna be... It also doesn't tell... What does this infer? Like, this is like the furthest branching point that we can have. So it's not gonna be a chordate. So no fish, no bird. This could be something odd. It could be a mollusk, I think. Let's go with a mollusk. What's... Oh, it just has snail. No specific snails. That was correct. It is a mollusk. Yeah, like non-symmetrical species with a generally symmetrical body plan are still in the bilateria. Yes. But yeah, no insects, crustaceans, they were all fair game. But I guessed correctly. Since it's not a snail and it doesn't tell us anything closer, I would assume we have either a bivalve or an octopus. Let's go with the sepia. Doesn't have it. A nautilus maybe? Naughty. No. It was not the nautilus. So maybe it is a bivalve after all. Like a mussel. Shellfish. Insects are out. It has to be like it is. But you can't see the mouse. Can I show the mouse arrow? No, I don't think I can. But no, the branching point mollusca tells us that it is definitely a mollusk, and insects are not within the group of mollusks. They would branch off where gorilla branches off the mollusca at the bilateria. Okay, let's choose a random bivalve. What are random bivalves? I don't know the trivial names of any of those. Let's just go with mussel. Yeah, we are close. That is the correct group. I mean, there wasn't much else there. After it was not an octopode, a cephalopod, sorry. And not a snail. Sea worms, no, there are annelids. Annelids would also branch off somewhere else at the bilateria. I don't know these. So this is like the what are they called? I still know the ones depicted there, as the like killer mussels. That is obviously not the name. I'm not good with bivalves. This could be anything. Let's read the thing. Theriomorphia comprise a subclass of saltwater clams. Okay. Marine bivalve mollusks. So everything marine. They contain several major orders, including... Okay, I don't know any of those specifically. But let's just see what it gives us. Like what kinds of clams. Sea clam. That's probably just going to be boring. I'm going to do that. No, it's not. How confusing. This is one of those rounds that is not very interesting because I am out of my element here. Oysters? Marine? Yes, you were correct. It was the oyster. The Pacific oyster, or Japanese oyster. Magellana gigas. It was not a penguin, no. For some reason I was on the path of oysters not being marine but limnic. Let's do one more practice round. This time, whoever names the first animal in chat gets the starting animal. Be quick. Okay. Oh, they don't even have the like regular. Like, which one should I choose? They're all not actual eels. I guess the fire eel could be. I don't know that one. Katzi, you have to specify which one are we using. Oh, Katzi was first. Quick, electric, fire, moray, electric. Oh, it is a fish. It is a fish. What could it be? It is a bony fish at that. So no sharks, no rays. Fish is another group that I'm not super good at, though. I'm just gonna randomly guess like a sturgeon because I see it in the picture down there. Wait, they don't have sturgeons? Oh wait, no, that's not even a sturgeon, that is a pike. Is it, actually? I don't even know. A catfish? You sure you want the catfish? Could be. It's not, though. Did we learn something? We did not really. What is this group? The Caraciphysi. Ooh. So they have something resembling ears. at least structurally. So it's none of those. I think those are most, like limnic, like most river fish that would fall in this class, so it's probably something that is not swimming in a river. Maybe a... Yeah, I think salmon could... Oh, I feel like salmon would also be in this group. But maybe that's where my knowledge just ends. No, I would more expect something like a sunfish, for example. It doesn't have a sunfish. Man, ooh, 3. That is a good point. I actually don't know where the branching point would be. That is definitely a good point, but I would say the branching point would come before this group. But I'm not 100% on that. No, you might be right. You might actually be right. So, for that purpose, to figure out where the branching point would be for the future, let's just choose a opossum. Grasshopper, no. Opossum. That's how you spell it. You were absolutely correct. I had a big blind spot there. Okay, it is in the Theria, it is not an opossum, so that tells us it's not in marsupial, because otherwise it would tell us marsupials instead of Theria. It's going to be a regular mammal, most likely. Like, most definitely a mammal. Do we go with a gorilla? No, why not? Gorilla. Regular cat. Could be. I think regular cat is still on the menu here. But don't take that menu too seriously. Close. It is a carnivore. It's not a fillet though, otherwise it would tell us. Could be any canine, I suppose? Or would that branch off earlier as well? I mean in between carnivora and cat. I feel like canines are on the plate here. Which ones do we have? The deer is not available. No, Chubalu. A deer is not a carnivore. Dog. Just dog. Are we going easy ones? I mean simple ones. Let's choose the dog. Got not much closer, basically. It could be an ursine, could be a bear. Could be a raccoon, I believe. Any mustelid? Let's go with some bear. Which bears do we have? Let's go with a polar bear. Chat gets the next guess. I'm not a carnivore, no. Do I have the raccoon dog? I do. But it's not... Oh, right, that falls into the canids. True. I think mustelids are still on. Raccoon is in that group, so we could have a raccoon here, I believe. Just not a tanuki. Hello? Raccoon is correct. Let's go. Cliff wins the day. One more? This one is entirely on chat, and I will only comment. The daily plant, like I'm not really good at those, but I can try. A leopard seal. Is it available? It's just a seal, so let's start with that. Ooh, already close, but I'm not gonna say anything. Just have to wait until chat catches up that it is in the Laurasia Theria. I mean, that's how it works. It's because a tanuki is actually a canid, while a raccoon falls into the mustelids, like martens and what are the ferrets and those kinds of guys. Or a badger. A carnivore? I mean, wouldn't this seem... Well, I'm not saying anything. So you want wolf next? Wait, who... Beast set seal. Okay, just want the different people for different stages. So let's choose wolf, because Jonas said wolf. I have my thoughts. That was my thought, because it would have shown a different junction if it was a carnivore. Okay, next one. Who's the next guesser? It is not a caniform, I suppose. A boar. Oh wait, no. No, Jonas was so Cliff gets the next boar. Boar is, I think, a valid guess here. Yes. Okay, we know that it is a artiodactyl. Meaning guys with, like, symmetric hooves. What is caniformia? Or you want to see the direct definition? It's basically these guys. Canis is the genus name for dog, and that is the name-giving specimen, so to speak. Like a dog. But no, we are in the artiodactyls. Yeah, an orca. They used to have symmetrical hooves. Does caribou count? It would, yes. Should I try it? It is the next guess, so I will. Caribou. Nope, didn't get us any closer. It's a different artiodactyl. Next guess. Could be blue whale. Let's try. Very close. Very, very close. It is a baleen whale. So the ones with the filtering mouthpieces. What other baleen whales do we have? It was a very good guess, yes. It shows the right group of whales. No giraffe, no. Who has the next baleen whale for me? My mom! Whoa! Whoa! Oh, wait, you're already a moderator. I wanted to mod you for that one. Hump whale. I guess we're choosing or humpback, no, not humpback whale. I think that might be the one. It is the one. Because they have a limited selection of what it can be. And I don't think they have... probably those are the two only baleen whales that they have. Very good. That was a really good round. Good job, chat. The only slightly, but that could just be because the game can be confusing sometimes, but the only questionable decision was the wolf. On the humpback of Kadain. I want to do one more. I'm enjoying this. Chat, you go. We can also do a plant. You know what? Let's do a plant. Oh, does this not work from here? Do I have to go... Do I not have access to... Oh, now I do. I can't click the leaf, though. It doesn't let me. Doesn't let me. Something is wrong with the setup of the site. Oh, down there, the other link? Ah, this one works. It was hidden. Okay, plants. So with this one, I am also kind of out. Yugo. What even is Yugo? Is that even a name of a plant? Is it somebody you know personally? Otherwise, a nettle. Nettle is an option. It's a rose-like plant, which is one of the biggest groups, if not the biggest group of flowering plants. So this is closer, but I don't think we are that close yet. Cannabis? Is cannabis a rosette, though? I don't think it is. Oh, it doesn't even have it available. The upper right one, I don't know what that one is. This could be a lot of things. For example, apples. Apple trees are also rosettes. Just putting out. Lentils are Fabaceae. They are not rosettes, I believe. Are they? I think they branch off before. Oh no, they are within, so that was a valid guess. I thought they would branch off before rosettes. But no, good guess, but not the correct guess. Can I click on the nettle box? Just tells us Urtica dioica, the two-housed nettle. The nettle box. Now the one that tells you what is available is this box. So you have some examples in the pictures. Most fruit trees are rosettes, I believe, yes. You can get used to nettles, and then at some point it becomes not like pleasant or anything, but you can tolerate it quite easily. A squash. A squash. I'm not sure either if that one is in this group. But I was wrong again. A ficus. It's not available. There's a dead ficus in my room's corner that I haven't thrown out in the last 10 years. He dead. What's Fabaceae? Like Fabaceae are like legumes and stuff. Wait, does it not? Oh, it doesn't even have its own info box. It just defaults to rosettes as well. But I know that's what those are. I mean, amongst others, I guess, because butternut squash and nettles are also in there. But I guess legumes are the biggest group inside this that one would recognize. Next guess, and I'm also mostly lost. I would choose, like, I would personally choose an apple tree. But hey, what do you want? Oh yeah, that just changes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's the difference indeed. Cabbage, then rose. Ooh, cabbage got us closer. Do you want to rescind the rose or continue with rose as a malvet? I also don't have that many clues. I had to actually learn all of this in 2006. 2006? 2007. Well, in my biology study, I also had to do a specialized botany. And I had to know all of the plant families. Every single one of them. And I have forgotten so much. Like the exam, the hey Spooky. Totally Mario. We're totally not stalling here because I can't get a speedrun going. Now the oral exam was very interesting. The examiner basically would just put 3 random plants in front of you, and then it was all yours. Tell me what these plants are. Tell me about the plants. What, like, why do you recognize this as this kind of plant? And I actually got a mark 1, which is the best mark that you can get in that exam. Recognizing all 3 of them. And I have forgotten absolutely everything. Everything. Cocoa. Cacao. Ooh. Close, but not. Pretty sure. Like I just remembered this because one of the plants was a specimen from the Malvasia, which is like a in this group as well, but further down in the phylogeny. Cacao. So yeah, not that. We have not gotten closer. Dragon fruit. Is somewhere completely else. I know it could have looked. I would maybe, personally, I would just go with a Malva, like the actual. It's not available though, so I can't. What could it be? I'm clueless. Well, we can just read. So brassicales, which is why the cabbage is here, that is brassica. Crossometalis, I don't know what those are. Geraniales, those were probably geranium and stuff. Huertiales, no idea. Malvalis. Myrtales, so that is... what are they called again? What is myrta again in English? It's the mistletoe stuff, I believe. Picromnial, I don't know what that is. And Sapindalis, I also don't know what that is. What's the goal, hey Nespetin? To find out which is the mystery plant, the one with the signified by the three question marks. We're trying to find out what that is. Let me check. We had mango. And just like that, it was the mango. Cliff wins again. I want to do one last animal before I do attempt one more one. Let me see. Can I even get back here? Like, this browser implementation is not working that well. I can't go back to it. Let me just reset it. Wait, I can't. What the frick is going on with this website? Now I can't go back to MetaZua. It just stays on Meta, not Zua. Metaflora. This entire implementation is kind of strange. I wish to go back to MetaZua. Let me go back. It doesn't let me. Interestingly enough, Jonas, funny that you say that. I did that. But the browser extension is just weird. Like, just it doesn't let me click the thing, and there's no thing to click on. And it just stays on Metaflora. I don't know. But the URL is still set to MetaZua, of course. And I did refresh the cache of the current page. Can't change it. If I do this and then activate it again, maybe that works. Does that refresh the thing? It's still on Metaflora. There's something in the cache handling of the OBS browser source that messes with what I can do here. Refresh. Refresh. No. It doesn't let me. No, I can't change it back. It is impossible. Well, I guess that's it then for this one. Wait, maybe in the other scene, if I switch to my practice screen? No, even there, because it's one and the same source. I just copied the source. Oh well. Plants forever. Okay. No, now I actually wanna get one more on. That was a very long intermission. Switch. MetaZua had a link at the very bottom, and Metaflora doesn't have that link. Normally you can also use the two symbols in the top left, but that one, like neither of those actually worked in the browser source. Which is a little bit confusing. Anyway, one more speedrun. Yeah, on the website it should work like that. 3, but on the browser source it just did not. Like, I can only click the one that I'm already on, and the other one does nothing. Speedrun. You have the link? It wasn't there for me. I tried expanding the window too, in case it was hidden somehow. Nope. My cutoff point, my hard cutoff is midnight. Because I have to catch the train at 7:15 in the morning tomorrow. Oops. Meta devs sounds like you're referring to the wrong group there. Meta devs, not cool. Not cool people. By the way, I did buy the things that chat suggested in my last stream. I even bought the zero sugar iced tea that was suggested. Things. Several things. I also bought chocolate. Which I usually never do, but now I have white chocolate. I also bought a bar, a big clump, a cube of tofu. The one thing that I did not buy that was suggested was kefir. Just because I couldn't find the one that I would be able to stomach, literally. Hey, Olivia. Called out. So my idea for the tofu, and I will have to ask you for advice here. I also bought a bag of potatoes and some eggs. So if I were to make some just fried potatoes, would tofu work with that? Like if I crumbled it to small crumbles and like pre-rolled it in the cornstarch or whatever starch I have. Would that work together with the fried potatoes? Because I have never prepared, I've never used tofu in that like classic sense. I didn't get the haggis, no, sorry. No, I don't even know, like, who came up with the zero sugar iced tea? I don't remember who that was from, but here it is now. It has transformed into some, like, better alternative, which is called water, but it was there. I saw halloumi, but it's not really... I already have tofu. Halloumi is the same, right? Kind of. I know it's not. Crumble? Yeah, that was my idea. I would just put it together, like I would start frying the potatoes and then put that in and then finish it off with just an egg or two. Tofu with rice. That is also something that I could do. Like cooking. My kitchen is very small and I'm a little bit self-conscious about the lack of order in my kitchen. So maybe not. Not gonna give a categorical never, but no, not soon. No. But actually, just logistically, I think my kitchen is actually too small to like get a good camera angle of anything. Like the only way where I could put the camera would be in the doorway, but then I would be in between the camera and the cooking stove. So maybe a fish lens setup. A head camera. Yeah, first person cooking. That could work. Like, I can just attach one of my webcams to my forehead. That could totally work. Or my like endoscopy USB camera, the one that I used for my microscope. I can put that in the cooking pot or in the frying pan, for that matter. Get real up close with the cooking. A VR... Ooh, I guess that could also... That would probably be the better option for the first-person camera. Storm with the big raid. Thank you. Luckily, I have switched back to speedruns. Thank you. What were you streaming? And I hope you had a good stream. I'm in my last throws for the day. I haven't really gotten any runs today, and I have to stop somewhat. DKC 3. Monkeys. Any success? I do not own a 3D printer. I have thought about it several times, but I don't have the... Like, I would have to use it on the balcony, I suppose, just because of the fumes. Because I have a small apartment. I live on 40 square meters. And I think 3D printers indoors are still a little bit iffy, and probably will always be. So I don't see that being a realistic option for me. Yeah, but still, I don't think you can get rid of the fumes, can you? Like, any experience here? Who is using a 3D printer indoors here? How is the smell? Yeah. I am a little bit, like, what's the word? Like, easily irritated by plastic fumes in particular. And I think that wouldn't go well. The noise. I don't think I would be... I guess it depends on how long the printing process is. I guess it can get inconvenient. Yeah. Carbon, yeah, carbon fiber, like burning fumes of that sounds unhealthy. That is the wrong level. You know, my living quarters are basically what you see. Then the same space behind the bookshelf that I'm not using most of the time. A very small hallway. And equally sized bathroom and kitchen. I think my... What's my square meterage of my kitchen, actually? Maybe 4 square meters? If at all? Yeah, I think 4-ish square meters for my kitchen, 2 by 2. Small bonk. Another bonk. Space on top of the shelf. Yeah. There's also a bunk bed behind the shelf. With a clearance to the ceiling of about the same as the shelf itself. 30 centimeters. Behind the shelf is mostly storage for my old PC parts and things that I don't use every day. Meh. Time is running out. I need to get a run soon. I also don't think I would use the 3D printer enough to justify the purchase. Even if I had the means and the logistics to operate it. I think I would just make a couple of like handy everyday things, like adapters and stuff. And then I would run out of ideas and then just never use it again. Like, I think you need a purpose already before buying one. And I would just have, okay, this is nice to have, let's do something with it. Yeah, terrible. And print a Dearbot mascot and sell it. Dearbot merch. Why did the friend have 3 of them in the first place? Oh no, I'm not gonna say anything. with all of my VR headsets. Forget I asked. Upgraded and it didn't sell. Yeah, that's probably what I would do too. I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of entry-level, very affordable 3D printers where... Oh, that was a very quick deceleration. What was my... yeah, like entry-level, low-priced 3D printers, where it wouldn't be as bad if you used it like for a month or so and then never touched it again. I think that would still be like justified. And I could definitely come up with ideas for like 10 prints or so. For example, I don't know how stable the prints can be of a like small-sized 3D printer. Maybe I could do something modular that you can slot into each other, but like a scaffolding thingy for my TV, for example, because I put my TV on like a styrofoam like base to angle it up, because my table is here, right? It's very low, like this is my leg height when I'm sitting. My knees are above my table, so if I want to have a proper angle to my TV, I have to prop it up. Maybe something like that, but that already seems like, because a TV weighs a lot, maybe a small 3D printer wouldn't be the best decision for getting something like that. I want to make like some wood contraption eventually, where I can just slot the TV in and then prop it up. How big is my TV? It's a 20-inch BVM. This is command. Is this the command? Yeah, there you can see my TV. Wait, let me check. Is that the 20-incher or is that the 14-inch one? That is the 20-inch one, yeah. The thing with those BVMs and PVMs is they are very deep. So they take up a lot of space. But the good part is that the actual screen is very flat. It's not bulged as regular CRTs. Okay. Yeah, I can see it with some like modular setup. Definitely. But what I meant is like you can't print a big piece just by itself. That would also be stable at the same time. By modular pieces, let's slot into each other. Can probably come up with something smart. That alone, I mean, that sounds fun to me. That's the kind of thing I would do. Like, it's the same thing with random programming projects. Okay, this sounds interesting. How do I realize this idea? That would be what I would probably do with a 3D printer. But again, I don't think I can facilitate one in my small apartment, so It is all moot. Hey, Tippy. Yeah, just print a bigger 3D printer with the small one. That is the solution. Or just print another room, like just increase the space that I've available. Just can. The neighbor surely doesn't need the hallway. I'm just gonna print myself more space. Easy. Easy money. Ooh, good level so far. Yeah. No additional corner boosts. Ah. Man. Come on now. Time is running out. Hey, brainwashed. It didn't last long. Sorry. Villarreal. Hello and thank you. Is that the entire city of Villarreal talking? Ah, bonk. Just when I thought the level was going well again. No, I have to disappoint you. I actually can't do push-ups with my shoulder injury. I can do bench presses, but I can't do push-ups. When I try doing a push-up, my like the inside of my left shoulder joint grinds. Like the bones grind on each other. And I just can't do it. Like it also immediately, like that alone should tell you that I shouldn't do push-ups if it stops there. I know. It also locks up at the same time. That's actually why I got the bench in the first place, because I wanted to do an exercise like that. Because it's just one of the easiest exercises to do. But since I couldn't, I had to find an alternative. Hey squirrel, thank you. Oh, you do the... okay. That works for me. Then I don't have to get the press bench out. No way I did it. Actually did it. Dippy, I don't believe you. I think you can do like 20 push-ups at least. I think it's just the angle, because with the bench, like you push out your chest and just slightly change the angle. Whereas with the push-ups, you're kind of locked into a certain angle, because like you want to keep your body in a straight line-ish, and it just restricts the angle. Also with the bench, my shoulder blades can like go around the bench to some extent, so there's more freedom for the shoulders. I don't know. It's just the way it is. It's just how I have to live the rest of my life. You look fitter than that, Dippy. Very high jump. Yeah, 50-ish is also what I remember doing, like when I... Basically, we had to do push-ups once every year in school for like getting graded. I think 56 was what we needed for like the 15 points in 11th and 12th grade. And 10 pull-ups. 56 push-ups for 15 points. I remember that one specifically. Ah. Yes, one set. I think Ice Plug might have some extended lyrics. Different ones, though, I believe. I can't think of them. Big John also had an alternative version about egg rolls. And I wonder if Ice Block might have just used those? Ah! Messed it up. I mean, there were many exercises to get the 15, like, to get multiples of 15s. That was just the one that was like indoors stuff. I think that was in the gymnastics group of exercises. So my sports classes were separated into things like gymnastics and then track and field as an alternative to that, or like a different group. Volleyball, handball was separate, judo. What else was there? I think those were the ones. Those might have been everything. Oh, swimming. Swimming did exist. I was not good at the swimming. I was the actual best in the entire class at everything else. But I really sucked at swimming. Oh, I did the old strat. I did the old strat, and I did it poorly. The only swimming exercise that I got like full marks, the full 15 on, was the endurance swimming, where you had to swim 400 meters in 16 minutes, I think, was the cutoff. No, I'm thinking of something else. The endurance swimming was actually just swim for 30 minutes. Like swim in a circle in the swimming pool. That is the one that I did manage to get full marks on. The 400 meters I didn't get full marks. I basically barely survived the 400 meters. Oh no, another one as well. There was the dive for as far as possible. And if you could do the full 25-meter lane, then you also got mark 15. And that was easy. Yo, furthest run today? But plus 4 seconds. Float in about, no. Didn't have those exercises, Jonas. Yeah, for me, the part with swimming was I just didn't do any swimming in my free time, so there was no practice, while I did everything else in my free time. Like climbing trees, playing volleyball, running around, cycling. Ah, that was the worst outcome. Judo having... We had one guy in the class who did judo on a team, and he would... Like he could just teach the proper techniques, and the teacher was just so happy that everybody was so involved that it was very easy to get good grades in the judo class. Ah, jeez. This is not the run. This is definitely not the run. I'm just gonna finish this one and then be done. Let's beat the game. I think it helped for me that I grew up in East Germany, where you just didn't have as many sweets. Okay, that is new. And you also didn't have a lot of toys, so all you could do was get outside and run around. I actually didn't die to the backup there. Oh, now I can show off the rare lag backup here that you can only do if you mess up. Because there's a lag reduction right here. It should be 50-50, but I feel like I've always gotten hit there. Hey! On a run like this, of course. Jangle Storm! Thanks for the raid. And been a while. Ah! Ah! Everything is awful. Hey, Blood. Thank you as well. This is my last one of the night. Just want to finish it in a decent way. It's not gonna be PB. It's not gonna be anything crazy. Ooh, good exit for once. I find it very hard to time that exit correctly. Ah, bonk. Huh. Not as planned. Edge Angle Storm, what were you playing today? And when do we see you back at SML2? That's the important question. Ooh, too far right. Good second half. Ah, slow swimming. Ah, slow. Crazy Taxi and Pokemon Pinball. Those are different games indeed. I only know Crazy Taxi from the soundtrack that I occasionally have on my stream. I don't actually know what the game is about. Just unfixed the swim speed, I think. Splits wrong indeed. Splits correct again, thank you. Now even the 26 1x is dead. There was a very slight chance with a good turtle too. just to jump back down, yes. Ah, come on. That was embarrassing. Oh boy, what a level. Yeah, your runs were a very long time ago, I think. And we have such nice practice ROMs nowadays. So with that alone, it's very easy to improve the old times. One more kill. Yeah, it's... I'm relieved that nobody saw that. Don't forget the one kill. You die. Oof. The shot didn't want to come out. I didn't know you already used the practice runs. I thought your time was before them. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Still lost time. True. I guess I must have missed your last stint with the game. Yes, it's one of those things again with time passing. When I read 2023, it feels like, okay, this was like a year ago, but no, it's not reality. The passage of time is very strange. And it gets stranger the older you get. Amen. Like always, Cliff. That is what I'm here for. Hey. Didn't die. Didn't ruin it. Actually saved time. That is not a bad one. That is my old PB. And a shoe glitch to top it off. Let's go. This was my PB back in 2018. Which was like 4 years ago, as we have established. Oh right, the shoe glitch counter. Maybe that could be a thing. Thank you for the numerous GGs. As I said, I have a hard limit today, which is in 3 minutes. So I will find somebody to host. Raid. We can't host anymore. See, I'm even stuck in the language of 2018. Whom do we have? Nobody is streaming this game except for me. It's not an event tomorrow, I'm just meeting friends. Jacob, who was here in chat earlier, is visiting from the UK. And since I haven't seen him in over a year, right? Because that's how time works, and it's been longer. I thought, hey, if you're here already, can I just come to Berlin and we meet up? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna visit the Natural History Museum with the big Giraffe Titan skeleton, which I think is still the tallest mounted dinosaur skeleton in an exhibition in the world. I don't see anyone in my following list. Berlin, yes. It is it was formerly described as a Brachiosaurus, but was later reclassified as the taller version, Giraffe Titan Brucei, I think. It's the big one that they got from one of the Humboldt exhibitions in Tanzania. Very, very impressive exhibit. That's the right example. Exhibit. And more bones. Choose Red Mage. Right. I remember though them. They run SML1 sometimes. And are from Ireland. I remember. The drawing. They're just drawing. Is there no speedrunner available? Speedrunning. Maybe Super Metroid? Let's see, do I know anybody in the Super Metroid category? No. I can't read the last one. I can't read the last entry. Because my TV is in the way. Speedrunners Arena is hosting a tournament of some sorts, and they started 40 minutes ago, so maybe that's a place, because I just can't find anything else. Let's do that. Good night, everybody. I will be back on Saturday, I think, for the weeklies. Thanks for the raids again. There were several today. And see you soon. Bye-bye. Have a nice weekend yourself. A nice weekend. Have nice weekends yourself. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.